Spring Hill High School football.
He's in the slot again to the right. Myers gets the snap. Standing tall in the pocket, going to take the shot down the seam. Klutz is there for a touchdown. Spring Hill. Barker up the middle. Nice jump cut out to the right behind his center, Denver Gardner, who had the middle linebacker tied up. And Barker is in for a 9-yard touchdown.
Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Price Chopper, Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial, the Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Cedar Lake Village, Crown Realty, the Elliott Insurance Group, Prime Accounting Solutions, Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency, Tri-Century Bank, Allstate, Libby Clark Agency, the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Spring Hill Fitness, Perfect Detail Salon, and Whitesell Optometry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for Bronco football.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
And good evening to you from KCK tonight, Piper Stadium, Piper High School in Kansas City, where it is week 7 of the high school football season as the Spring Hill Broncos visit the Piper Pirates. Senior night for the Piper Pirates. If you notice a little haziness to the camera shot as we get this thing rolling tonight, we're sitting right in line with the smoke from the grill at the concession stand. So it smells good. It makes my eyes water a little bit, but hey, it's all right. We got some football coming up here tonight on a beautiful evening in Kansas City. After the last couple of weeks have been quite chilly and downright cold in the case of last week. This night, it's going to be a perfect night for the fans here to come out and enjoy a football game between Spring Hill and Piper as temperatures are in the 60s and clear skies, a little bit of a breeze, but it's really a beautiful night here at Piper High School. So what's the matchup here? We got Spring Hill at 2-4, coming off of a second consecutive shutout loss, though. They lose 41-0 last week at Tonganoxie. First time since 2008 that the Broncos have been shut out in consecutive games. Now Spring Hill looking to avoid losing a 5th straight game for the first time since 2010 when they opened that season 0-5. The Piper Pirates enter this game at 3-3. They have dropped 3 straight, though, after losing last week at Paola, 43-16. Similar to Spring Hill, the Pirates, they've run into the tough part of their schedule with the last 2 weeks losing to the 2 Frontier unbeatens in Tonganoxie and Paola. Last year, the Broncos handed Piper a 4th straight loss for the first time since 2008. Now tonight, the Broncos trying to do that again as Piper hosts Spring Hill here in Week 7 of the high school football season. You're inside the Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show. Plenty more to come on this pregame show as we'll take a look at the rest of the Frontier League schedule and the current playoff picture for the Broncos, as well as our pregame chat with the head coach of Spring Hill, Jason Feeback. We'll run down the starters, the keys to the game, and all of that coming up as we set you up for kickoff tonight between Spring Hill and Kansas City Piper on Spring Hill Sports Live. Coming up next on the Comfort Designs pregame show, a look at the rest of the league schedule, and we'll take a look as well at that updated playoff picture as we are just 2 weeks away from opening up the playoffs here in what would be old Week 9, first round of playoffs now. So that's all coming up next here on the Comfort Designs pregame show. You're watching Spring Hill High School football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show as we are getting you set tonight for Spring Hill and Piper. The pregame show brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. So Spring Hill at 2-4, Piper at 3-3. Both teams riding losing streaks. Spring Hill has dropped 4 in a row. Piper has dropped 3 in a row entering play tonight. One of them going to get back into that win column this evening. That's the matchup we've got here. But elsewhere in the Frontier League, and we look at those matchups brought to you by the Spring Hill Fitness, your local community gym. Spring Hill Fitness is dedicated to making a friendly, judgment-free environment open 24/7. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-686-2027. Number 4, Toganoxie. They are undefeated at 6-0 overall, 5-0 in the league. They are at winless Baldwin this evening, who is both 0-6 in the league and overall. Toganoxie coming off their first shutout win since Week 7 of last year, which was a shutout of Baldwin. Tonight they're going to look to make it back-to-back shutouts of Baldwin and back-to-back shutouts on the season. The Bulldogs of Baldwin have yet to score more than twice in a game this season, while Toganoxie has scored fewer than 40 points on just one occasion, so certainly a lopsided matchup on paper anyway there tonight in Baldwin. Another lopsided matchup on paper when you look at the numbers is in Paola this evening. Number 3, Paola, also undefeated, 6-0 and 5-0 in the league. They host 2-4 Eudora tonight. Paola has won the last 6 games head-to-head with Eudora since the Cardinals' last win in 2012. And similar to that last game we talked about, Paola has scored fewer than 40 points just one time this year, while Eudora has yet to hit that 40-point mark. So both the top 2 teams in the Frontier League look poised to remain unbeaten tonight. Number 9, Lewisburg. They are 4-2 overall, 3-2 in the league. They are at Ottawa this evening, who checks in at 1-5 and 1-4 in the league. Lewisburg has now reeled off 4 consecutive wins after that 0-2 start. And since 1998, Lewisburg 17-1 against Ottawa. A lone win for the Cyclones coming back in 2016. And finally, Bonner Springs, they are outside of the league tonight at Leavenworth. Leavenworth at 2-4, Bonner at 4-2 entering play tonight. The Braves have put up 113 points the last 2 weeks while surrendering just 6. So they are rolling right now. And again, they step out of the league for that one tonight at Leavenworth. Looking at the playoff picture now, Spring Hill, they dropped a spot with their loss last week at Toganoxie. So the Broncos now 13th out of the 16 teams in the East. Still just 1 game out of 8th place, though, with 2 weeks to go. So still a chance to move up with a couple of wins. Certainly can help their own cause tonight. With Piper a game ahead of them, they would help pull themselves even with Piper and have a head-to-head with Piper. So big game tonight for Spring Hill if you're looking at it from the perspective of playoff positioning. We mentioned Eudora as well. They're also at 2-4. They've got that tough game at Paola. So a chance with a win here to move up for Spring Hill tonight. 2-4 Atchison, tied with Spring Hill right now. They're at 3-3 Baser Linwood. So either way that game goes, it will provide some help for Spring Hill. And another game that they've got their eyes on, Labette County. They're at 3-3 as Spring Hill a game back trying to chase down Labette County. But how about the road trip tonight for Labette County? They play at Ulysses. That's a 361-mile road trip one way for Labette County for that game tonight. Yikes. Glad to say we didn't have to make 361-mile road trip up to Piper High School tonight because if we would have, Caden probably wouldn't have come along. He would have told me forget about it. But that's a long road trip. So we'll see if if Spring Hill can make up some ground, obviously first and foremost, they got to take care of their own business and win their ball game, which is against the Piper Pirates. We're at Piper High School tonight here in Kansas City. It's the Comfort Designs pregame show. Coming up next, our pregame chat with the head coach of the Broncos, Jason Feeback. This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show, and joining us now is Spring Hill head coach Jason Feeback. Coach, I want to start again with a quick look back at last week's game, and I know the result wasn't what you guys wanted there in Tonganoxie. What was the main message for the team following that game?
We started out okay, moving the ball. We stopped them, made them punt a few times, and then we got back to our third and long troubles and fourth and long, and ended up, giving up some touchdowns on that. So, consistency, making sure, where we're at. But it's you got to keep plugging away. You got to keep plugging away, fight through adversity, all that. So, you got to have some leadership step up, and we've had that for most of the year. And I just didn't see us step up as well as I had hoped we would against a really good team. Hats off to Tonganoxie. They got some really good linemen offensively. They got a lot of stuff you got to cover. We adjusted to try to cover deep balls, and then they were able to run the ball. We came in wanting to stop the run. I thought we did a decent job of that early. They hit us for some big plays after we were stopping them pretty well, and then we had to adjust to try to stop the big plays on the passing game, and then they gashed us up the middle, and just didn't end the way we wanted it to. Started out moving the ball okay offensively, and couldn't really sustain anything after the first quarter. So, it was a frustrating night. I know I was frustrated. The kids were frustrated. So, but this is a good group. They bounced back, had a good week of practice again. They came out fired up. So, we're ready to go play Piper.
What do you feel like improved this week as you went through those practices?
Defensively, we want to be more aggressive. When you're running against zone teams, you always got to be concerned with cutbacks. And, if you get flowing too hard to a player, you start sending stuff, you can almost create gaps with a outside zone or inside zone scheme. So, this week we want to be more aggressive. We want to go back. We looked at ourselves and saw what we were able to do against DeSoto, being more aggressive, doing more stunts, play more games kind of with our linemen and getting our linebackers involved and sending them. And we want to get back to that with these guys. But, their quarterback is very athletic, and their running back is really good. And sometimes they'll just put him in the wildcat formation. They'll snap the ball right to him, and he can get scooting. So they have some weapons offensively with some speed, and their linemen are fairly big, and they do a nice job of blocking, and they have some speed outside. So defensively, they've been showing a 3-3 stack, and they'll play some games. They'll slant their linemen, and they'll gap exchange with linebackers behind them, and they have some pretty good athletes. And they won state basketball last year, and I think they got quite a few of those kids. And most of their kids on defense were starters last year, and we had a really good game against them last year at our place. So it should be a good game. We're always excited to go play some teams. This is another good one on the schedule.
Yeah, a couple of things that you touched on there that I want to kind of circle back to. Let's start with LeJames White. You mentioned the running back for Piper, and he gets the ball a ton of touches, so you can't just flat out take a guy like him completely away because he's just going to see so many touches in a game. But are there certain elements of his game or of certain elements of the way they use him that you feel like are more important than others to try to eliminate?
Yeah, they do some good stuff. I call it inverted veer, where they will send him. It looks almost like an outside zone stretch play, and our quarterback's actually reading our defensive end and seeing what he's doing. So the quarterback can either give it and he'll be running a sweep, or the quarterback will take it and go right off tackle with it. Sometimes he'll even cut it back towards the inside. So you when you're dealing with that, that's kind of the same thing with veer. We're dealing with option. Everybody has a responsibility in stopping that. And so making sure that your guys are assignment sound and that they are making sure that they are getting that. But you got to tackle the guy. And he's a good player. We saw game film where he's going outside to the left. He cuts all the way back across the field and takes it for 30 yards. So not only stopping at the point of attack, but making sure you have good pursuit angles. Backside guys aren't getting lazy, making sure they're squeezing down the line of scrimmage, attacking that inside hip, and making sure everybody's flying to the football. It's always about hustle on defense. And if one guy can't get them, we got to have 3 or 4 more guys getting on him. So we've seen our fair share of good running backs this season, and I think this guy's right up there with the rest of them.
You've also seen your fair share of tough defenses, 3 straight in a row for sure. And with this Piper defense that you talked about, they're more than just one guy. They've got a lot of athletes on that defense, but they've got an all-state tackling machine in their junior linebacker, Brandon Martin, who's averaging over 19 tackles per game this season. How important do you have to – is that a guy that you have to, locate as far as your offensive line? They got to locate him pre-snap. Does he deserve extra attention, or can you not really afford to do that because the defense just is obviously a full unit?
Well, he's going to be really easy to find because he's going to be right in the middle of it. The problem is you've got 6 guys in that 3-3 stack, so they're just gap exchanging and they're trying to free him up to just go make plays, and he's sideline to sideline. I mean, the guy flies around the field. So identifying that guy and most importantly is going and blocking him. So making sure we don't have that. We got a good look from our scout team, Wyatt Dickey. He does a good job on there. So we get a good look at a good inside linebacker every week. But this guy, he's legit. He's the real deal. He was good last year, and he'll be pretty good this week too. So, just identifying him, and we run a 5-man front most of the time with our 5-0 linemen, and we'll have a tight end. We got a few things we're going to try to neutralize him, if possible. But a lot of it's just the guys up front making sure that they're taking care of their assignments and working to the middle linebacker.
You started out the season with a couple of really nice games throwing the football from Corbin Myers. Then, of course, unfortunately, the injury knocked him out for a few. You got him back last week, and the offense, the passing offense, just a lot of that, give credit to Todd Ganoxie as well, but it didn't quite have the same momentum it had early on in this season. How important is it to get the passing game aspect of the offense clicking in to complement what Barker and the O-line's been able to do on the ground?
It's imperative because when you have a running back who gets as much attention as Zaid, you have to be able to open the defense back up by throwing the ball and getting the ball to some other playmakers. Zach Knowlton's had a really good season, first year starter as a sophomore, and he's making some good plays. So being able to get him the ball in space and and watching him kind of grow as he has so quickly as a sophomore. Gage Klutz has had some big catches. He does a pretty good job blocking for us too as our tight end. And we got Letellier. He had a nice catch, ended up fumbling, but it was a 14-yard gain on a pass last week. Had a couple just almost, that would have been a great pass play if it was just. It's always an inch or two here or there. But we've had a couple sophomores come in and just trying to get those guys up to varsity speed. And you got Corbin, who's been a 2-year starter for us, and Zade's been a 3-year starter. And, those guys are ready to go and just trying to bring those younger guys along with them. So, it is important. It is important to get the passing game going so they can't load the box. That's why I like running the spread, because it should be able to open up some running lanes for your backs and quarterback when he gets involved in that. But the other element is you got to catch the ball, you got to throw the ball, get it to the guys. So when it's going, it's great. When it's not, it's frustrating.
Pipers run up against that tough gauntlet of opponents here the last couple of weeks that you guys have also been seeing, and they've dropped 3 in a row entering this game. We know where you guys stand now entering this game as well. So every week, every coach wants their team to get off to a quick, fast start, have things go well early. With the way the last few weeks have gone really for both of these teams, is that even magnified more this week to really have some of those positive things happen early in a ball game like this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you get up on a team that's dropped a few in a row, they start to doubt. And that frustration from the other games might set in. On the opposite side of that, we got to fight that. And we got to fight that and fight to have our guys continue to believe and continue to push, continue to pull together. And that's a sign of those good teams, those teams that can stick together when adversity hits, when things don't go the way you want. All week, our theme of the week has been mindset. And what is your mindset? Are you going to have a winner's mindset, and are you going to act like a champion before you're a champion? Or are you going to wait until good things happen when you start to see, okay, maybe I should do this? And so, it's the difference between being a winner and a loser. In a bigger picture, it's a mindset for life. And we're not even talking about a scoreboard. We're talking about what kind of guy do you want to be? And how are you going to handle your business, and how do you want to be remembered? Because, the season's going to end at some point. We don't know when. We know right now we have this week, next week, and a playoff game on the schedule. And so getting those guys to understand that, guys, there's still football left. We continue to play. We continue to go out and have a lot of fun and create memories and build those relationships that are going to last forever.
Appreciate your time, as always, for joining us, and best of luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Go Broncos.
That's the head coach of the Broncos, Jason Feedback. Coming up next on the Comfort Designs pregame show, tonight's starting lineups and the keys to the game on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking, and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back into the Comfort Designs pregame show from Piper High School tonight. Week 7, Spring Hill at 2-4, Piper at 3-3 on a replay tonight on what's a beautiful night for football. A little bit warmer. It's still a little chill in the air tonight, but certainly warmer than it was the last couple of weeks. And we are getting set for a big football game for both these teams, both trying to get back into the win column after 4 straight losses for Spring Hill and 3 straight losses now for the Piper Pirates. How will the Broncos do it? Well, let's take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by Crown Realty. Let Crown Realty help you get the keys to your dream home. Check out all of their listings at crownrealty.com. And if you're in the market to sell your home, remember the key is a great agent, and that's what you'll find at Crown Realty in Spring Hill. Call 913-592-2222. Well, we've got some breaking news, not in a good way, for Spring Hill tonight. It was a game-time decision, and that decision, unfortunately for Spring Hill, means no Zaid Barker tonight. So their top rusher and the guy who's accounted for 43% of their total offense this year, 51% of their total offense the last 2 weeks, he is out tonight. So no starting running back Zaid Barker. That means big shoes to fill for Dylan Lazenby. The sophomore will get his first start of the season at running back. He has just 4 carries this season, and he'll step into that role from Zaid Barker, who's carried it 122 times this year. So that will be big, and it makes these keys even more important. Perhaps the first one, grab the momentum first. Both these teams going through a tough stretch. Don't be the first one to experience a negative again tonight. So quick start for the Broncos. That's a must. Get the passing game going. Even more important with Barker out, and at the very least, they've got to be more efficient on their passing game. Last week, just 5 of 16 through the air for Corbin Myers in his first game back since he was injured late in that game against Bonner Springs back in week 3. He threw a season-high 16 times last week, but only completed 5 for 37 yards. The passing offense has now gone 4 straight games with under 100 yards passing. And finally, be sure tacklers. They cannot let LaJames White get loose tonight. He is the workhorse back for this Piper offense. He's carried it 94 times this year for 561 yards. He also leads the team in receiving. He's a slippery runner. He's a fast guy when you get him out in space, an explosive athlete. They've got to be sure on their tackling in this game. Rally to the football, keep their pursuit angles proper, and make tackles when they get to LaJames White, as he's going to touch it a lot tonight. They can't let him get free and go off in this one. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Crown Realty. Now a quick look at our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Perfect Details Salon at 516 North Webster in Spring Hill. The Broncos will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Details Salon, where they're devoted to making clients flawless from head to toe. Make an appointment online at salonperfectdetails.com or by calling 913-592-5022. So stepping in, as I mentioned, to the starting lineup offensively for the Broncos is Dylan Lazenby at running back for the injured Barker. Corbin Myers at the quarterback. Zach Knowlton, their leading receiver, along with Daniel Mitchell, Evan Letillier, and Gage Klutz is the receiving core. The offensive line, Aaron Dominic, J.B. Watkins, Denver Gardner, Wyatt George, and Tanner Thompson. We got to take a final break before we get back to kickoff. We'll run down the rest of those starters for you, and we're kicking it off next. You've been watching the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back in live to Piper High School tonight. Spring Hill and Piper, our matchup as the coin toss happening right now. Getting set for kickoff as we run down the rest of those starting lineups for you. Brought to you by Perfect Details Salon. For the defense for Spring Hill, defensive line on the ends, Carson Downs and Aaron Dominic. The defensive tackle is Logan Greenhall. Linebacking core in the middle, Jacob Stovall and Wyatt Dickey. The outside backers are Chase Wilm and Jackson Rounds. On the corners are Cody Powell and Anthony Lincoln, and the safeties Zach Knowlton and Dom Shearer. On the other side for the Piper Pirates, starting quarterback Carson Shoneman, just a sophomore, and he's been effective on the ground. Their second leading rusher this year, but completing just 41% of his passes through the air. Their star running back is LaJames White, a 5'9", 170-pound junior, leads the team in both rushing and receiving and has scored 15 of the team's 21 touchdowns this season. Wide receiving core is led by Camaro Scott, a junior at 5'11", leads the team in receptions, but the leader in yards is LaJames White. Blake Porter, the sophomore, is 6 foot, 165 pounds. Luke Hayes, a senior, and Jack Robinson is the tight end, a 6'1" senior, honorable mention all-league last year. The offensive line anchored by their center, Andrew Jarvis, the only returning starter on that offensive line. Left tackle, Cam Beebe. Left guard, Cameron Rogers. Right guard, Khalil Kennedy. And the right tackle is Tony Cobbs. And for the defense of Piper, their honorable mention all-league corner last year, Brandon Ahart, has 3 interceptions this year. That leads the team. The other corner is Mahiki Frazier, is a sophomore. Brandon Snell in that secondary as well as they run the 4-2-5. Tyson Lanter, a safety also. And the linebacking core, Rodney Boston Jr., Darius McNeil, Anthony Ferguson. Both those two guys are kind of hybrid safety linebackers. Their leading defensive player is Brandon Martin, of course, the first-team All-State linebacker last year as a sophomore. Led the state in tackles last year, and this year he's averaging 3 tackles more per game, 19 tackles per game for Brandon Martin. He's number 11 in purple tonight. Up on the defensive line, Khalil Kennedy is one defensive end, leads the team in sacks. Chris Lewis, the other defensive end, and Jamarion Frazier is the nose guard. He also tied with Kennedy and tied with Martin for the team lead, each with 4 sacks this year. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon. It's now time for kickoff, brought to you by Spring Hill Recreation Commission. With fall sports in full swing, the Spring Hill Rec Commission has turned their sights to basketball season. Registration is now open until November 15th for youth basketball in Spring Hill. Register online at springhillrec.org or by calling 913-592-2214. So Lockledge kickoff gets this ball game underway, and the return man is Zach Knowlton for Spring Hill. He brings it back to the 26-yard line. And it was Darius McNeil on the tackle, and we are underway here from Piper High School tonight. Opening drive for the Spring Hill Broncos, who received after Piper deferred after winning the opening toss. So it'll be Corbin Myers at quarterback, back for his second start since returning from the injury, but it's a new guy beside him, Dylan Lazenby, the sophomore, who gets the carry on first down, and Lazenby picks up a yard to the 28-yard line. And that's Brandon Martin, who's already in on the tackle. He's averaging 19 per game for Piper, and he makes the first stop of this game. And Dylan Lazenby, the sophomore, getting the start, replacing Zade Barker in this game, who's out with injury. Barker has been the workhorse for this offense, 51% of their total offensive yards the last 2 weeks. Lazenby coming in just 4 carries on the season. He had 2 against Ottawa and 2 against DeSoto. Second down and 9. This time it's Knowlton on the jet sweep, and Zach Knowlton able to pick up a couple as he crosses the 30 to the 32-yard line. Brandon Snell making the tackle for Piper. And it's a 4-yard run for Zach Knowlton. So a third down, 5 yards to go for Spring Hill on their opening possession of the ball game. The Broncos this year converting just 29% of third downs. The opposite number here, the Piper defense, they are surrendering third down conversions at a 39% rate as Myers goes up and checks the signal with the offensive line here on a 3rd down and 5. Lazenby stands behind him. He swings it backwards lateral to Lazenby. A burst of speed up near the first down markers, but Lazenby is cut down a yard short of the first down marker. The tackle made by Darius McNeil, the second leading tackler on this Piper defense. He's had double-digit tackles in half of their games this season, and he stops Lazenby just short of the first down. It's a 4-yard rush officially for Lazenby on that backwards pass. And on a 4th down and 1, Logan Greenhall, their senior punter, is onto the field for Spring Hill. 2 minutes into the opening quarter, and before the snap, a flag is thrown, and that is a false start called against Spring Hill. So if there was any thought, which there didn't appear to be, to go for it, now on a 4th down and 6, that will make that call certainly easier. If there was ever any second guessing of them, that will take that away. They've not been aggressive this year, just 1 for 10 on 4th down conversions, and the majority of those have come late in ball games. They've played field position typically early on. There was some contact on Greenhall, but no penalty flag, as Logan's punt bounces the 41 and takes a big Spring Hill bounce. They're going to get about 17 or 18 yards on the bounce, which is touchdown by Aaron Dominic at the 23-yard line for Piper. So a good field position flip there by Greenhall. There was a little contact on his kicking leg, but the official didn't deem it worthy of a penalty. If it was only going to be a 5-yarder anyway. It would have still been 4th down had they thrown it. But they didn't, so it's neither here nor there. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Piper on the 24-yard line. So the Piper offense led by number 12 in purple, LaJames White. He is their leading rusher, their leading receiver. He has scored 11 offensive touchdowns. He scored 12 offensive touchdowns, 6 rushing, 5 receiving, 1 passing, and he's got 3 special teams touchdowns this year as well. And he will do a lot of this, take direct snaps from the Wildcat formation. Anthony Ferguson standing to his left, and he's in there for blocking sake as he will lead White through the hole out to the 31-yard line. Stop is made by the leading tackler for the Bronco defense, Wyatt Dickey, who's averaging 14.5 tackles per game, and that was Dickey on that stop, but not before LaJames White picked up 7. They'll quickly snap it again to White. This time tries the right side. A flag comes in as White takes it to the 39-yard line. It's a 9-yard run as it stands, but a penalty flag thrown by the head official from back behind the play. And it is a holding penalty against Piper. So that will take away a 1st down run by White and push this back to a 2nd and long for the Pirates. Both these teams looking to get back into the win column after a 3-game losing streak for Piper and a 4-game losing streak currently for Spring Hill. March that one back to the 21-yard line. So a 2nd down and 13 yards to go for the Pirates. Schoeneman still on the sideline as they're going to continue to go direct snap to LaJames White. Handoff given to Ferguson. Looked like he struggled a little bit initially on that give from White as Ferguson takes it for a couple of yards. Logan Greenhall, Jackson rounds on, and Wyatt Dickey all in there to make that tackle a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. It's a 2-yard run for Anthony Ferguson. So 3rd down and 11. 3rd and 11 for Piper. They are converting just 30% of their 3rd down. So both these teams have struggled on 3rd down. The last several weeks has been the main culprit of that. They have both run up against Tonganoxie and Paola in the last couple of weeks. Piper also has played Lewisburg, and Spring Hill played DeSoto in there as well. 3 undefeated teams in a row have been played by the Broncos. 6-0 Paola, 6-0 DeSoto, and 6-0 Tonganoxie. So another penalty against the Pirates will cost them 5 more yards. And a 3rd and 11 turns into a 3rd down and 16 as we're almost 4 minutes into this opening quarter. A 3 and out on the opening possession for Spring Hill. This the opening possession for Piper. Well, James White is set to take the snap again, and he looks to throw. He did throw a touchdown pass last week, and now he's going to try to scramble out of it. But good job of pursuit and a big hit leveled by Jackson Roundzon and Jacob Stovall back at the 15-yard line. A 3-yard loss on the scramble there from LeJames White. And it's 4th and forever for Piper, so they will bring the punting team on the field. Well, I was given the starters this week by head coach Rick Pollard just 2 days ago, listing Carson Schoeneman as the starting quarterback. We did not see him at all on that opening series. I'm scanning the sideline here looking for a number 3, and I don't see one. So that may be something, a developing story here in this game as well, as the Lockledge punt is picked up late along the sideline, and a last attempt there by Dom Shear after he kind of tried to lull the coverage team to a sleep there. He picked up a couple, and it will be good field position for Spring Hill to start their second possession. So we did not see Schoeneman on that opening possession at all, and I don't see a number 3 on the sideline currently for Piper either. So if they're without their starting quarterback, that could make a big difference in this ballgame, or at least what they're able to call offensively. I don't know that they're without him yet, but we didn't see him at all in that opening possession. And even on 3rd and long, when you would typically think you'd go out of the Wildcat, bring your traditional quarterback in there, they did not. Lazenby on first down for Spring Hill as they open up their second possession in Piper territory at the 47-yard line. And Lazenby takes it to the 44-yard line of Piper. So it's a 3-yard run. And already Lazenby with 3 carries, nearly doubling his season total coming into this ball game. No Zade Barker tonight, the top offensive weapon this year for Spring Hill. So both teams look potentially like they may be down a key offensive weapon in this one. With 2 backs in the backfield this time, it's Lazenby on the handoff again out of the shotgun from Corbin Myers. There was a penalty flag thrown at the snap by the far line judge. So it is a short gain there, and I just got word that Schoeneman is out for the season with a broken leg. So unfortunately for Piper, they're down their quarterback, and Spring Hill down their starting running back. So both these teams trying to make the most of unfortunate injury situations tonight. That penalty against the Broncos. And look for a moment like maybe they were going to decline the penalty and make him face a 3rd down, but it would have been about a 3rd and 3. So I think, in my book anyway, a wise decision to push this one back, accept the penalty. Second down and 12 now from the 49. And Myers to throw. Designed rollout with another flag thrown. Gage Klutz, the tight end, makes the catch. Taken down by Snell. Short gain there to the tight end Klutz, but more laundry on the field as we check the penalty flag again. And again, it came right at the snap, so either somebody was lined up in the neutral zone or perhaps it was another illegal formation. And that's the call against Spring Hill again. So back-to-back plays, they're flagged. Let's see if Piper elects to push them back again. They will.
5 more marks off.
So that will make 2nd and 17 now, as it's been an ugly start. And for penalties, already 5 accepted penalties in this ball game, and we've played not even a half a quarter, almost a half a quarter. 2nd down, 17 now for Spring Hill as this possession started at the Piper 47. It's now back to their own 46. Long throw outside the numbers intended for Mitchell, but thrown high and incomplete. So 3rd down and 17 with 5:53 left in the opening quarter.
And it'll be 3rd down and long.
So Myers' first attempt of this game sailed high and incomplete last week, completing just 5 of 16 passes for 37 yards. It was a season low as far as the passing offense goes for Spring Hill. That 37 yards last week in the loss to Target Oxy. The Broncos were shut out in that game for the first time since 2008. They've been shut out in back-to-back games. Screen pass for Lazenby, hit immediately as he caught that football by Darius McNeil. So McNeil making sure that had nothing after the catch, and in fact a 2-yard loss on the completion to Lazenby. So a 4th down and long now will bring the punt team back on the field for Spring Hill. Neither offense able to get going early on in this one as Logan Greenhall is set to hit it from inside of his own 35. That ball may have been tipped by the rush. Again, there was some contact to Greenhall, but it looked like Lance Bassett may have got a piece of that one, which would negate any running into the kicker situation, and it deflects out of bounds at the 42 of Piper. So good field position coming up for the Pirates, who went 3 and out on their opening drive after they looked like they had a first down on just their second snap, but it was called back on a holding penalty. And then they proceeded to have a false start as well and pushed them back into a long yardage situation, and they were unable to convert. So again, no Carson Schoeneman tonight for the Piper Pirates. An injury has knocked him out of the game and for the year as well. And so now it's LaJames White, who has run a lot of the Wildcat quarterback. He's going to be now more of the traditional quarterback as well, but certainly a run threat more than the pass threat. We've seen him try to throw once and end up having to scramble out of that one as Ferguson gets the handoff on first down, and Anthony Ferguson picks up 2.
Brings up a 2nd down at 8, just under 5 here in the first.
So a 2nd and 8 from their own 44-yard line. This time faking it to Ferguson, and White able to get around the corner. Scampers out of bounds with a first down. So the game's first down as White takes it to the 40, looks like about 6-yard line is where they'll mark it.
Run forward and across midfield.
So an 8-yard run, or rather a 12-yard run, moves the chains for White. And it's 1st and 10 into Spring Hill territory. It's Ferguson again on the give from White down to the 40. Wrapped up around the legs by Jacob Stovall, second leading tackler on the year for Spring Hill. That's a 6-yard run for Anthony Ferguson, who may get a little more run now that White has to play every snap as the quarterback. And Ferguson coming into the ballgame, just 2 carries for 11 yards. He's got 3 for 10 already in this one. He's behind LaJames White out of the pistol. White pulls it, trying to work off the left edge, tripped up by Zach Knowlton. It is a first down for the moment, but another penalty flag was thrown into the interior of the offensive line by the umpire. So 5-yard run, perhaps coming back for Piper. And it's a personal foul, chop block against the Pirates. So that 15 yards will not only take away the first down run by White, but that will put them way back behind the chains. And for a team that is a little bit handicapped in the passing game right now without their starting quarterback, this is not a position that Rick Pollard wants his guys in, facing what will be a 2nd down and 19. Back at their own 45-yard line. The safety's playing up real close to the football for Spring Hill. And until Piper really shows they have much of a passing game, I would expect you're going to see a lot of guys in the box for the Spring Hill defense. Powell is only about 6 yards off the football at the snap. It's Ferguson to midfield and then just across midfield. Shear and Roundzon make the stop at the 48-yard line. So a 7-yard run by Ferguson, but it's 3rd down and long coming up for the Pirates with 3.5 left to go in the opening quarter. 3rd down and 11 for the Pirates. White, direct snap, looking to work outside to the right. And he is out of bounds, short of a first down. Anthony Lakin able to bump him out of bounds, but he picked up enough to where they're going to go for it on 4th down probably as he takes it down to the 39-yard line for 8 on a 3rd and 11. So now a 4th down and 3. And the offense staying on the field for the moment. Long look over to the sideline, wait for that play call to come in. Still have plenty of time, though. 15 on the play clock for Piper. They are still waiting for that play call, and they may end up having to take a timeout here as the play clock now down to 7. And now they're going to line up here. Play clock at 3, now to 1, and they didn't get it off. Man, that is a mistake for Piper there. Unless, okay, the near line judge is going to say they did get a timeout. All right, so that was going to say, if they let that one go without a timeout, that was a costly mistake. But they did get the timeout right before the play clock expired, as the back judge had thrown the flag, but timeout was called with 3:08 left in this first quarter. Good chance now as we take a look at our shot of the game from last week. Brought to you by Jessica Wilm Photography in Spring Hill, specializing in high school seniors, family, and sports photography. You can find Jessica Wilm Photography on Facebook or call 402-314-0347. And here's a shot from Jessica last week in the ball game at Tonganoxie. Corbin Myers, Bronco quarterback, looking to get around the edge there last week, but it was a tough go against that Tonganoxie defense. But one of the many great shots from Jessica Wilm Photography last week in Tonganoxie. Back for a 4th down and 3 for Piper from the 39 of Spring Hill. They need the 36 for a 1st down. White takes the snap and gives it off to Ferguson. They've got him strung out, tries to cut it back, and he reaches out for the 1st down to the 35-yard line. Shear and Knowlton make the tackle, but it's a 4-yard run on a 4th and 3 for Ferguson. It looked like the Broncos were going to have him strung out enough. They were going to keep him short, but he is able to convert it, as they have now converted 8 of 24 4th downs this year for the Pirates. And they got a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. White keeping the football this time. Makes one man miss, but can't get around the rest of the crew coming to make the stop for Spring Hill. A short gain to the 33-yard line. We'll give White 2 on that carry. And it's 2nd down and 8 for the Pirates with 2.5 minutes left of the opening quarter. Still scoreless as the Broncos have gone 3 and out both times they've possessed it. And the Pirates went 3 and out the first time and now moving it down deep into Spring Hill territory on their 2nd possession. Wyatt Dickey has to come out of the game there. And look like they're taping up his arm. May have drawn some blood there on the arm, so he comes out for the play. That's their leading tackler on the year, who is out on this play. Jake Hooker has come in to replace him. And it's White on the run for Piper, and a good job holding on. Dom Shear had him. It looked like White might be able to break free, but Shear would not let go. So Dom making the tackle at the 33-yard line for just a 1-yard run by White, and it's another 3rd down coming up for Piper. 3rd down and 8 from the